This is Deep Sky Derelicts on Nintendo Switch. This game is out very soon. In fact, the object of the game is to explore derelicts from the space station, but of course there's a story to it. You work for this guy. He's the sub-governor. Now you have to find the mysterious mothership. This mothership is important to him. He looks like a trustworthy fella, doesn't he? You know, with his weird scalp thing going on there. Very good cartoon style there. Very reminiscent of Judge Dredd comics. If anyone's a big fan of Judge Dredd, as I am, this game will really float your boat. The artwork is superb. Of course, every time you do a little mission for the sub-governor, you don't get money, but you do get kind of, you know, rewards, I suppose, in some way, in the form of XP. And of course, when you're giving him stuff, he will give you good stuff back. It's kind of tit for tat, really. You know, you scratch my back, you scratch yours, and some of the XP does help, because then you can give yourself a much needed boost to your character in the form of skill points. Of course, you can just ask him a question like data, etc., and the further you get on, he may say, I've progressed with the data, and he will open up a bit more of the universe for you. And of course, this story is not really all that important. It's very good in a way to get you involved in the game and explore the derelicts in search of all this mysterious data. You have at the mothership your basic base station here. Now here on the space station, you have several places to go. You got the medical. Here in the medical section, you can heal your player if they get wounded with nano gel, major surgery if they're really virtually dead. You know, you can. There's no permadeath here. You can bring them back if you like these characters. I have two rather good-looking female characters working for me. I'm the leader, and I've obviously picked a very handsome and suave-looking kind of avatar there. Of course, with all these skills, you do need some implants to make your character even stronger, and you can unlock 2. At the moment I'm on 2, but when you start the game you'll be on 1 implant only, but you can obviously buy these when you go to the research workshop here on the left. When you go here, you meet this rather funny looking guy, and he will help you with unlocking more kind of perks to the game, whether it's carrying more stuff, your scan range increasing, and your scan range increasing, I'll explain in a second. Of course, you have all these crafting tools at your disposal. I'm not really into all this sort of things, this crafting. It's always kind of bored me, but as you progress through the game, you find yourself unlocking stuff. When you unlock it, it'll show you exactly what you unlock, and it will give you obviously the perks of the card, so you can tell if it's worth crafting or worth just buying. Sometimes you come across these cards on the derelicts themselves anyway. The mercenary hub, this is where you get your contracts from a rather ugly, obviously lesbian bartender.
Excuse me, it's ma'am!
You will be eased into the game. Of course, you can change your good-looking female mercenaries for much more butch, kind of, you know, not so feminine types, you know, but it's up to you, whatever float your boat. I just wanted some pretty faces with me. The pawn shop, well, this is pretty cool. You can sell your stuff, and I've got a lot of junk to sell. One click and it's all gone. The information is right in front of you. Your cards are actually explained to you, not only like this, but close up, and you can flick through them, so it's easy to tell what you need to sell and what you need to buy. You can compare cards, sell cards, and you can sell a couple bits and bobs to upgrade your actual character. When you go in a mission, it's quite simple. Of course, you are shown the map where you can go. It tells you where you last visited. I played quite a few hours, and I'm not even a quarter of the way through the game. I've just scratched the surface. This game is huge. It includes all the DLC, which is pretty cool. So when you actually go on a mission, it's quite simple. Get a new ship, you have your energy there, and you can upgrade all your energy and everything. When you land on a derelict, you can either decide to chicken out and go back to your base, your space station, or you can actually get on with the actual game and take a chance and attack the enemy, explore the derelict. But you might not find enemies on there, you just might find some ghosts or whatever. But yeah, you're going to meet some enemies and it's going to get a bit sticky. Of course, you have a map here. I've explored this derelict quite well and you can zoom in and out. And you can pick through stealth, normal, or rush. Rush is the best way because you use less energy. So say if you were to move there, by pressing the A button, you can rush through it. Any enemies around, if you didn't use stealth or normal, will be alerted to you. So you have to be careful of that. You will lose energy as you move. This is where fellow stateless joggers will be living, and you can either trade with them, you can attack them, or leave. Now if you attack them, it's probably not the best idea, because you have to be obviously stronger than them. You will face wave after wave, because you're attacking their base and you're going to take all their loot. I've helped this guy with several missions before, and I'm going to basically kill him and take all his stuff. So you can do it that way, you can help him out, then rob him. It's a good tactic, but be prepared for a hard fight. The cards are handy, it gives you all the information. Some of the cards are really cool. It's got great art style, and the weapons, the power-ups, the upgrades, the cards themselves are really decent, because they're just really imaginative. The way the battles play out, it can add a lot of tension and frustration. Don't get me wrong, this is not an easy game. When you win this wave, you'll face another 5, it just goes straight on, there's no rewards, nothing. You have to beat all 6 waves. Again, this game will take you a little while to understand and beat, but it's really good fun. Stick with it, because it's really, really addictive. If I was going to rate this game, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10.